Have you ever pulled a fresh, warm shirt out of your dryer, buried your face in it, and wondered why your skin started itching 10 minutes later? Or maybe you've spent months trying to figure out why your toddler has a mysterious, angry red rash on their back, assuming it's a food allergy or just dry skin. We've been completely brainwashed into thinking that if our clothes smell like a synthetic tropical rainforest for 2 weeks straight, they're clean. The truth is that overwhelming perfume isn't freshness. It is a layer of aggressive industrial chemicals engineered to lock on to fabric fibers, meaning you are absorbing a cocktail of undisclosed toxins through your skin every single second of the day. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the multi-billion-dollar laundry industry. I am going to show you how major brands trick you with optical illusions instead of actual cleaning. We will break down the hidden toxins lurking in products marketed specifically for newborn babies. And I'll expose how a massive fossil fuel giant is secretly hiding behind a trendy, plant-powered eco brand on your local grocery shelves. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which products are destroying your clothes and your health. And more importantly, I'll give you the concrete, dirt-cheap alternatives that will actually get your clothes clean without poisoning your home. Make sure you hang on until the very end, because our number one spot is an absolute corporate horror show that you probably bought during your last Target run. Before we start naming names, we need to understand the basic mechanics of the deception. How does laundry detergent actually work, and where did it all go wrong? Think of a basic, high-quality cleaning process, like washing your hands with pure, simple soap. The soap grabs the grease, the water rinses it away, and you're left with clean skin that smells like nothing. That is how laundry is supposed to work. A true detergent uses surfactants to lift dirt out of the fabric weave so the washing machine can flush it down the drain. Simple, right? But corporations realized decades ago that pure, high-quality ingredients are expensive, and worse for business, they don't create brand loyalty. You can't trademark the smell of nothing. So, the industry pivoted from actual cleaning to sensory manipulation. They started packing bottles with synthetic fragrances, artificial dyes, and chemical thickeners to make the liquid look premium. It's the equivalent of a car manufacturer putting a shiny new coat of paint over a rusted-out engine. But the biggest magic trick of all is something called optical brighteners. These are fluorescent chemical compounds that do absolutely nothing to remove dirt. Instead, they bond to the fabric and reflect ultraviolet light, literally playing a trick on your eyes so your clothes look whiter and brighter. Your shirt isn't actually cleaner. It's just covered in a glowing chemical film that refuses to rinse out. To make matters worse, regulations in the United States are a total joke compared to other parts of the world. While international bodies are constantly banning dozens of suspected endocrine disruptors and harsh preservatives, American supermarket shelves remain a legal dumping ground for formulas that wouldn't pass scrutiny across the ocean. Thanks to trade secret loopholes, corporations can hide hundreds of synthetic chemicals under a single word on the ingredient list: fragrance. They are legally allowed to keep you completely in the dark about what you are exposing your family to. Every single wash cycle is turning your wardrobe into a walking chemical hazard, and the corporations are laughing all the way to the bank, while our regulatory agencies look the other way. If you are ready to find out what is actually sitting on your laundry room shelf, let's dive into the disaster zone. Let's start by breaking down the absolute worst offenders sitting in American laundry rooms right now. Number 11 is Tide. Owned by the massive multinational Procter & Gamble, Tide has been the self-proclaimed gold standard of American laundry since 1946. It is a cultural institution. It is the bright orange bottle that generations of families have associated with deep, heavy-duty cleaning. But behind that heritage image sits one of the most chemically aggressive formulas on the market today. Independent testing by consumer advocacy groups like the Clean Label Project has repeatedly raised flags over Tide's heavy reliance on harsh petrochemical surfactants, synthetic polymers, and optical brighteners. They use a chemical cocktail that includes 1,4-dioxane, a notorious manufacturing byproduct that the EPA classifies as a probable human carcinogen. Consumer reports going back years note that while Tide is undeniably effective at blasting away stains, its aggressive chemical nature can drastically accelerate fabric degradation. It gets your whites white by literally eating away at the cotton fibers over time, causing your clothes to pill, fray, and fade much faster than they should. Worse, that stiff feel your clothes sometimes have out of the wash isn't structure. It's a layer of chemical residue that didn't rinse out, sitting directly against your skin. Procter & Gamble scores a dismal 1 out of 20 on independent ethical consumer ratings due to massive plastic pollution, toxic environmental runoff, and corporate tax loopholes. You aren't buying cleanliness with Tide. You are buying brand confidence built on billions of dollars of marketing, while getting an industrial chemical bath in return. If you think stepping away from Tide solves the problem, wait until we look at number 10, Gain. Also owned by Procter & Gamble, Gain is marketed entirely on the premise of its intense, long-lasting fragrances. The commercial characters practically pass out from euphoria inhaling the scent of their towels. But here is the reality check. That lasting freshness means the synthetic fragrance chemicals are engineered to resist the rinse cycle. They are structurally designed to stay bonded to the fabric fibers for weeks. This means you are wearing those volatile organic compounds constantly, breathing them in overnight and absorbing them through your skin. Consumer safety databases document endless complaints of severe contact dermatitis, migraine triggers, and respiratory irritation directly tied to Gain's heavily perfumed formulas. Furthermore, the synthetic polymers used to keep dirt from redepositing during the wash cycle do not biodegrade. Every time you run a load of Gain, you are flushing toxic compounds directly into public waterways where they bioaccumulate and poison aquatic life. If you feel like checking your own shelf right now, just hit that subscribe button, because the betrayal gets much worse from here. Number 9 takes us to Dreft. This is perhaps the most manipulative marketing trick in the entire grocery store. Dreft features soft, pastel pink packaging, sweet baby graphics, and a promise that it is gentle enough for a newborn's delicate skin. Millions of terrified, well-meaning new parents buy this expensive bottle thinking they are doing the right thing. But what does baby formula actually mean under US law? Absolutely nothing. It is pure marketing. When you read the actual ingredient list, Dreft is packed with synthetic fragrances, optical brighteners, and harsh chemical preservatives. Most notably, it contains skin sensitizers like benzisothiazolinone, which are clinically documented triggers for eczema and allergic reactions. Parents switch to Dreft because their infant has a mysterious rash, entirely unaware that the product they switch to contains the exact irritants keeping that rash alive. The waxy optical brighteners don't clean anything. They just coat the baby's sleepers and onesies layer after layer, pressing toxins directly against their porous skin. Speaking of waxy coatings, let's talk about number 8, Downy Fabric Softener. Downy has been promising cloud-like softness since the 1960s, but they never advertise how that softness is achieved. Fabric softeners work by coating your clothes in a thin layer of chemical slime, primarily made of quaternary ammonium compounds, or quats. This waxy coating lubricates the fibers so they feel smooth, but it drastically reduces the absorbency of your fabrics. This is why your bath towels progressively stop absorbing water and just push it around your body. Even worse, quats are known respiratory irritants that can trigger asthma attacks. and they lock other toxic detergent residues directly into the fabric, preventing them from being rinsed away. You are essentially paying extra to coat your clothes in a chemical blanket that off-gases into your home 24 hours a day, turning your bedroom into a cloud of synthetic toxins while you sleep. Number 7 is Snuggle, owned by Henkel. Everything wrong with Downy applies here, but Snuggle ramps up the fragrance concentration to cover up the chemical smell of its base ingredients. The waxy compounds in Snuggle don't just ruin your clothes, they destroy your appliances. Over time, this chemical grease clogs your washing machine's internal pipes, coats the rubber drum seals, and creates a disgusting, slimy breeding ground for toxic black mold. If commercial laundries and appliance technicians explicitly refuse to use fabric softeners because of the structural damage they cause to plumbing, why on earth are we putting them on the clothes that touch our bodies? Number 6 is Almighty Packs. Laundry pods are the ultimate convenience product, but they are an absolute environmental and safety nightmare. Each concentrated pod is encased in a synthetic polymer called polyvinyl alcohol. While manufacturers swear this plastic dissolves completely, extensive laboratory studies show that over 8,000 tons of polyvinyl alcohol from laundry pods bypass wastewater treatment plants in the US every single year, entering our rivers and streams as liquid microplastics. Because the dose is pre-measured for maximum corporate profit, you are heavily overdosing almost every single load of laundry, leaving a filmy, toxic chemical residue on your clothes that can cause severe skin irritation. Consumer Reports have documented horrific cases of chemical burns where the concentrated liquid leaked onto consumers' skin, leaving scars that lasted over a year. Number 5 is Extra, a budget brand found all over Walmart and Kroger shelves. Extra uses bright colors and massive jugs to appeal to families trying to stretch a dollar. But budget price does not mean simpler chemicals. It means the company cuts corners by using the absolute cheapest, lowest grade petrochemical surfactants and undisclosed synthetic fragrances listed under the umbrella word parfum. This single word can legally hide phthalates and hormone disruptors that interfere with your thyroid and reproductive systems. The effects are cumulative and subtle. You won't notice the damage until years down the line. Streetra proves that the industry is perfectly happy to dump the lowest quality chemical waste into budget products, targeting lower income families who just want clean clothes. Number 4 is Arm & Hammer Clean Burst. People buy this because they trust the iconic baking soda logo, thinking it is a natural, clean choice. But Church & Dwight, the parent company, has turned this heritage brand into a Trojan horse. The actual amount of baking soda in the liquid is minuscule, added just for legal labeling rights. The rest of the bottle is filled with the exact same aggressive industrial surfactants, artificial dyes, and optical brighteners found in standard chemical detergents. The formula has been cheapened over the years to maximize corporate margins, leaving longtime users complaining of sudden unexplained hives and intense skin itching despite using the brand for decades. Number 3 brings us to 7th generation. This is where enter the realm of premium greenwashing. Unilever bought 7th generation years ago, and since that corporate acquisition, the brand has increasingly relied on marketing rather than pure formulas. While they boast about being bio-based, they still use synthetic processing agents, heavy chemical preservatives, and highly concentrated essential oils that act as potent allergens for sensitive individuals. You are paying a massive premium at Whole Foods or Target, thinking you are supporting a small, eco-conscious business, when in reality, your money is going straight into the pockets of a corporate giant with a terrible ethical track record, all for a formula that is barely safer than a standard mainstream detergent. Number 2 is Method. You have definitely seen their sleek, modern bottles standing out on the shelves. They look beautiful, promise naturally derived ingredients, and command a luxury price tag. But court documents from a massive class action lawsuit revealed a dark truth. Despite plastering non toxic and natural all over their branding, Method products contained methylisothiazolinone. This is the exact preservative that dermatologists have blamed for an absolute epidemic of severe skin reactions, including blistering, swelling, and open sores. Method's parent company, SC Johnson, the same corporation that manufactures Raid bug spray and Drano, paid over $2 million to settle the lawsuit. They admitted no wrongdoing, but the money speaks for itself. You paid double the price for premium marketing, only to get the exact same toxic preservatives found in a budget bottle. That brings us to the absolute worst product on this list, our number one spot, Ineos Next Gen Laundry Detergent. This brand recently exploded onto supermarket shelves, wrapped in trendy, minimalist packaging featuring leaves, clean fonts, and bold claims of being powered by plants. But here is what they are desperately trying to hide from you. Ineos is not a green startup. It is one of the largest petrochemical and fossil fuel conglomerates on the planet, heavily involved in fracking, oil drilling, and natural gas extraction. Their industrial plants emit millions of tons of carbon dioxide every single year, directly fueling the global climate crisis. Now, they are trying to break into your grocery cart by slap-sticking a plant-powered sticker onto a consumer product while intentionally obscuring their identity. If you visit their product website, you will find absolutely no mention of the massive oil refineries behind the scenes. Independent ethical consumer ratings give Ineos a flat 0 out of 20. This isn't just greenwashing, it is an industrial-scale deception designed to trick environmentally conscious Americans into funding fossil fuel expansion, while washing their clothes in a corporate lie. And now, what it was worth watching all the way through for. We have waded through the corporate lies, the fake leaf logos, and the lawsuit records. You are probably looking at your laundry room right now, feeling completely betrayed, wondering if you need to throw away every single bottle on your shelf. Take a deep breath. You do not have to wash your clothes in industrial waste. There is a small handful of brands that actually respect your health, your wallet, and your intelligence. These are the products that don't need magic tricks or synthetic perfume clouds to make you think your clothes are clean, because they actually do the job using honest science and transparent ingredients. Best of all, you don't need a secret membership or an international shipping address to find them. Every single one of these options is readily available right here in American stores. From your neighborhood Walmart and Target to your local grocery chain, nontoxic.com, first up on our safe list, is ECOS Hypoallergenic Liquid Laundry Detergent. If you are looking for an affordable, straightforward swap for your conventional detergent without breaking the bank, this is your baseline. ECOS is a family-owned, minority-led American company that has been manufacturing in the United States for over 50 years. Instead of hiding behind chemical trade secrets, they offer absolute ingredient transparency. They use a highly effective coconut-derived surfactant to lift stains, and their formula is completely free of formaldehydes, optical brighteners, and harsh preservatives like methylisothiazolinone. What matters most is that ECOS holds the EPA Safer Choice certification, which means independent toxicologists have reviewed every single ingredient for human health and environmental safety. When you wash your clothes with ECOS, they don't come out smelling like an explosion at a synthetic candle factory. They feel soft, completely neutral, and clean. Price-wise, it is an absolute home run. A large 100-ounce bottle at Walmart or Costco typically costs around $15, which breaks down to roughly 12 cents per load. That is actually cheaper than Tide or Gain, proving that you do not have to pay a toxic tax just to get an affordable clean. The only minor downside is that because it lacks aggressive industrial enzymes, you might need to pre-treat heavy oil or grass stains for a few minutes before throwing them into the wash cycle. www.derdevine.com. Next is Molly's Suds Original Laundry Powder. This is the absolute holy grail for anyone dealing with severe eczema, unexplained skin allergies, or sensitive baby skin. Founded by a nurse and mother who discovered the terrifying lack of regulation in American household chemicals, this brand focuses on radical minimalism. Their original powder contains exactly 5 earth-derived ingredients, built around a base of sodium carbonate and baking soda. There are 0 synthetic fragrances, 0 dyes, 0 petrochemicals, and absolutely no liquid plastics or polymers to pollute our drinking water. It is an ultra-concentrated powder, meaning you aren't paying the company to ship you a jug that is 80% water. In practice, clothes washed with Molly's Suds come out completely scent-free and crisp without that slimy, waxy chemical residue that conventional detergents leave behind to fake a soft texture. An 11-pound bag costs around $25 on Amazon or at Target, but because a single bag delivers up to 120 loads, you are looking at roughly 20 cents per wash. The downside? Because it is a pure powder, it can sometimes struggle to dissolve perfectly in bone-cold winter water, so you'll want to dissolve it in a splash of warm water first if you run cold cycles. NonToxicLab.com. Third is Puracy Natural Liquid Laundry Detergent. This option is ideal for busy families who want maximum stain-fighting power without the corporate toxicity. Puracy was developed by a team of doctors and scientists specifically to create a plant-based formula that could match the heavy-duty performance of industrial brands. They use a proprietary blend of 4 natural plant enzymes that aggressively target and break down protein, starch, and oil stains. It holds a perfect A rating from the Environmental Working Group, containing no sulfates, no optical brighteners, and no hidden toxins. It is so highly concentrated that a tiny, sleek 16-ounce pump bottle handles 64 full loads of laundry. Your clothes come out genuinely clean, entirely devoid of artificial odor, and beautifully preserved because the natural enzymes don't eat away at cotton fibers like petrochemicals do. It is slightly more premium, sitting at around $17 per bottle, which translates to roughly 26 cents a load. It is a bit harder to find on standard supermarket shelves, so you'll generally need to grab it on Amazon or through Target's online store. But for the sheer stain-blasting performance it delivers without compromising your health, every single penny is entirely justified. Fourth, let's talk about the ultimate fabric softener replacement, pure white distilled vinegar. You need to completely delete the word fabric softener from your vocabulary. It is an entirely unnecessary predatory product invented by marketers to solve a problem they created. When your towels feel stiff and non-absorbent, it isn't because they lack chemicals. It's because conventional detergents have left a crusty layer of unrinsed residue on the fabric. Pouring a quarter cup of standard white distilled vinegar into your washing machine's fabric softener drawer does everything Downy or Snuggle promises, with none of the horror. The natural acetic acid breaks down hard water minerals, strips away old detergent buildup, and naturally softens the cotton fibers. And no, your clothes will not smell like a salad dressing. The vinegar completely rinses away, taking bad odors with it, leaving your laundry smelling like absolutely nothing. A massive 1-gallon jug of white vinegar at Kroger or Aldi costs less than $3 and will easily last you 3 to 4 months. It costs fractions of a penny per use, clears up skin irritation in weeks, and actually cleans your washing machine by preventing hard water scale and mold growth. Finally, for the absolute budget-conscious minimalist, we have pure washing soda, also known as sodium carbonate. Long before multi-billion-dollar conglomerates convinced America that we needed complex, brightly colored chemical cocktails, People did laundry with simple, natural minerals. Washing soda is a naturally occurring mineral compound that drastically boosts water pH, allowing water to naturally loosen dirt and grease from fabric fibers without a single synthetic surfactant. You can find a box of classic Arm& Hammer super washing soda, which is 100% pure sodium carbonate, unlike their toxic liquid detergents, in the laundry aisle of almost any grocery store for under $5. Using just a few tablespoons per load cuts through heavy grease, neutralizes odors, and rinses completely clean. It is the ultimate utility player for anyone living on a strict budget who wants zero chemicals touching their family's skin. Now that you know which brands to completely banish from your home and which ones actually respect your health, let's talk about how to protect yourself moving forward. You shouldn't have to rely on a YouTube video every time you go grocery shopping, so here are 6 concrete, unshakable rules for choosing a safe laundry product entirely on your own. Rule number 1 is to ignore the front of the packaging entirely. The words natural, plant-powered, hypoallergenic, and dermatologically tested have absolutely zero legal definition or enforcement under U.S. law when it comes to household cleaners. A company can put a picture of a baby, a green leaf, and the word gentle on a bottle that is overflowing with known carcinogens and skin irritants, and it is completely legal. Rule number 2 is the fragrance red flag. Flip that jug around and scan the ingredient list. If you see the word fragrance or parfum, put it right back on the shelf of your local Target or Kroger. Because of trade secret loopholes, that single word is a legal mask for up to 3,000 different undisclosed chemical compounds, including phthalates and synthetic musks that disrupt your hormones. Rule number 3 is to watch out for the suffix isothiazolinone. If you spot ingredients like methyl isothiazolinone or benzisothiazolinone, run away. These are aggressive chemical preservatives used to maximize corporate shelf life, and they are the leading cause of the current contact dermatitis epidemic sweeping the country. Rule number 4 is to eliminate optical brighteners, often listed as fluorescent brighteners or optical whitening agents. If a detergent promises it washes whiter or brighter, it is intentionally coating your clothes in a microscopic glowing chemical film that never rinses out and rubs directly against your body. Rule number 5 is to buy products with third-party, independent certifications that actually mean something, such as the EPA Safer Choice logo or an A rating from the Environmental Working Group. These organizations actually analyze chemical formulas down to the molecular level, doing the homework that the federal government refuses to do. Rule number 6 is to drastically cut down on your detergent dosage. The little plastic cap that comes with your laundry jug is intentionally designed to trick you into using double or triple the amount of product you actually need, forcing you to buy more bottles while leaving a toxic chemical residue trapped inside your clothes. A single tablespoon of high-quality, transparent detergent is more than enough for a standard load of laundry. When you step back and look at the entire landscape, the main takeaway is simple. The multi-billion-dollar laundry industry is built entirely on a highly sophisticated sensory illusion. They have spent decades training the American public to equate a massive, overpowering cloud of artificial perfume with actual cleanliness, when real cleanliness actually smells like absolutely nothing. You do not need fabric softeners that ruin your towels and clog your machine. You do not need neon-colored laundry pods that flush liquid microplastics into our drinking water. And you certainly do not need to pay premium prices for greenwashed marketing ploys run by massive fossil fuel conglomerates. By making just one small shift in your consumer thinking, by demanding radical ingredient transparency and switching to simple, time-tested minerals or certified safe liquids, You completely strip these predatory corporations of their power and reclaim control over your household health. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this entire investigation. The only way this crucial information actually beats the corporate algorithms and reaches the people who need it most is if we work together to spread the truth. If you found value in this exposure, please hit that like button, but more importantly, share this video with a friend who has a newborn baby or a family member who has been suffering from unexplained skin rashes for months without realizing their trusted orange bottle is the exact root cause of the problem. I want to hear from you directly down in the comments section. Which of these corporate laundry brands is sitting on your laundry room shelf right this very second? And what are you replacing it with? If you want to keep pulling back the curtain on the hidden toxins hiding in your everyday household items, make sure to click on our next investigation right over here, where we break down the terrifying truth behind commercial dish soaps and what they are leaving behind on your dinner plates. Until next time, stop buying the corporate hype, read those ingredient labels with an aggressive eye, and protect your home.